Hey, I'm Holly Andrews and welcome back to the channel. What is the most underrated form of self-care? And the answers were resounding: sleep. Sleep, naps, sleep hygiene, evening bedtime routines, anything to do with sleep. So I thought I would share my story around sleep, the way that I have gone from really terrible sleep to really good sleep, and the things that I am still working on to continue to improve my sleep. 5+ years ago, my sleep was terrible. I was extremely overweight, actually in the morbidly obese category. My back hurt all the time, my knees hurt all the time. I thought it was my mattress, to the point where we even went and bought a brand new mattress that I had researched all of the mattresses, and I found the one that was gonna make me sleep so much better. And it did help, but not to the extent that I needed. I physically hurt. I couldn't let my things in my brain go. I was constantly waking up in the night with anxiety, thoughts about this, thoughts about that. And I just could not get good, quality, restful sleep. I learned just how critical sleep is, not only to weight loss, but to our overall health. And I think we kind of intuitively know this, but so many of us just hear, you need 7 to 8 hours of good sleep a night. That's what your body needs. But we don't really understand why. We don't understand the impacts that not having a good night's sleep has on us overall, and those compounding effects of poor sleep over time and how that impacts us. And I learned all of that, and that's why I started taking the steps to put small changes, doable changes into my routine that have made a ton of difference. So before we start talking about the 5 simple things that I did to improve my sleep, and these are the ones that I recommend to my clients, let's talk about how vital good, quality, restful sleep is to our overall health. So side note here, if you're a mama with really small babies and young kiddos who keep you up all night, this may not be for you right now, but I would encourage you to bookmark this video and come back to it later. Although there may be a few things in here that you want to implement now, just know that you're doing an amazing job. Keep going and sleep will come. Quality sleep is not just a luxury. It's actually a fundamental pillar of good health. When we sleep, our bodies do amazing things, essential processes that contribute to physical health, mental health, emotional well-being. Things like cells regenerate, minds consolidate memories, and our immune system strengthens. So the physical health benefits of good sleep, okay? Adequate, restful sleep is linked to a healthier heart, better weight management, and improved athletic performance. It's the time when our muscles repair and our bodies release hormones that support growth and development. This is why your teenagers sleep all the time, right? Their bodies are growing, their bodies are changing, they need that sleep. And all of those processes happen over sleep, right? We all know this. We know we don't feel great if we don't get a good night's sleep, but it's because all of those processes are slowed down or impaired. For our mental health, sleep is critical. Again, we know this. When we don't sleep well, we can't function well. We don't think well, right? Brain fog sets in, right? So sleep is a really powerful ally with cognitive functioning, memory consolidation, and emotional resilience. When we don't get good quality sleep, that lack of sleep contributes to mood swings, increased stress levels, difficulty concentrating, affecting our overall mental well-being. And then we turn to things like caffeine, which I'll talk about that in a minute. Our emotional well-being is also tied to sleep. Insufficient sleep can heighten emotional reactivity, making it more challenging to navigate those stressors in life and regulate our emotions. Whereas good quality restful sleep can help us actually navigate our emotions and regulate our emotional stability and resilience. Again, I know for me, when I don't get good sleep, I am much more snappier. Is that a word? Snappier at my kids and my husband. I'm tired, so I react instead of respond. And that's just not a good thing for anybody concerned. Lack of sleep also is a trigger for me to snack and overeat because I'm trying to keep myself awake. So by feeding myself, that is an act of trying to stay awake and trying to stay energized until it's actually time to go to bed. And the domino effect of poor sleep, wow. Chronic sleep deprivation, which by the way, if you don't know, is used as a form of torture. Also why moms of littles are really cranky all the time because they haven't slept well for like 2 years. But that chronic sleep deprivation is linked to a range of health issues, including an increased risk of chronic conditions such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, weight gain and obesity, and even a weakened immune system. So good sleep, and I mean really quality good sleep, is not just about not feeling groggy, not feeling tired. It's really about safeguarding our long-term health. It's linked to improved mood, enhanced cognitive function, and overall better physical health. So I'm going to share with you 5 simple things that I have done and put in place, and to be honest, am still working on, that have improved my health. But I do want to say that it does take intentionality. It will take practice to establish these habits. If you do these one night, it's not going to be a silver bullet, right? Just like any habit takes between 21 days and 6 months to establish, depending on the difficulty of the habit, you will need to work on these practices. Be intentional with them. Take the time to create that habit. Don't give up. Good sleep is within reach. Let's dive in. So the first thing that I did to really start improving my overall sleep health and sleep hygiene is lose the snooze. I believe good sleep health starts in the morning. So ditch the snooze button, set your alarm, and get up. It's really that simple, because every time you hit that snooze button, you are restarting a new sleep cycle. And that sleep cycles last anywhere between 75 and 90 minutes. So if you hit that snooze button and you're routinely interrupting a sleep cycle 10 minutes in, then you're really setting yourself up to be really tired, really groggy, really cranky, and not getting restful sleep. Hitting that snooze button has been known to trigger a response that increases blood pressure, heart rate, and besides leaving you with that ucky feeling, right, you're worse off than the time that the alarm goes off at first. So really seriously work on losing the snooze. And I will say, work backwards. If you're used to hitting that snooze button 3 times, start by reducing it 1 by 1, right? So if you're used to hitting that snooze button 3 times, hit it twice, and then hit it once, and then get yourself to a point where you're not hitting it at all. You may not be able to go cold turkey with just letting that alarm go off and getting up, and that's okay. Remember, it's a practice and it's going to take some time. So the second thing that I did intentionally to help with my sleep routine and getting good quality sleep was to get outside and get some sunshine. That is because this impacts our overall circadian rhythm. So if at all possible, get outside in the mornings for 5 to 10 minutes, eat your breakfast outside, drink your coffee outside, maybe do some 5-minute yoga practice on the deck. Just let that sun hit your body as early in the morning as possible. That's really, really going to serve you well. Then maybe during the day on your lunch break or something, get another 10 minutes of sunshine on your face, right? Sun exposure helps regulate that circadian rhythm, our body's internal clock, as well as helps produce hormones like serotonin and melatonin. Thing number 3 that I did to help improve my sleep quality, and this is the big one, so just stick with me and hear me out. Opt for decaf or caffeine-free after 12 p.m. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Holly, that is when I don't have any energy, and that is when I really need the caffeine in the afternoon, when I hit that afternoon slump. I get it. I totally get you. I was one of those people that I would swear up and down, left, right, and center, that I could drink caffeine until, well into the evening, and it didn't affect me whatsoever. I was so wrong. And what I did, when I started to take out the caffeine after noon, wow, I realized how much it really, really was actually impacting my sleep in ways that I didn't even realize. And that is because caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours. This is a little bit sciencey, so bear with me, okay? That is the time it takes for half the caffeine that you consume to leave your body. 6 hours, right? Has a half-life of 6 hours. So if you drink caffeine at 3 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your body at 9 p.m. And it absolutely will impact the quality of your sleep, whether you realize it or not. So now I rarely have caffeine afternoon. If I do, it's decaf. Remember that decaf is not caffeine free. It just means that the amount of caffeine has been significantly reduced. And if you're drinking sodas in the afternoon, which please don't, but if you are, opt for caffeine free, right? Until your body is used to this new routine. Like, I know that withdrawal headaches are a huge thing for a lot of people, but here's a few ways that you can stay awake in the afternoon without that caffeine hit. Drink a lot of water, right? Grab your Stanley and drink a lot of water. Go for a walk. Even walking to the opposite end of your workplace and back can help you stay awake. Get outside, get that sunshine, let that sunshine hit your face. It will, even 5 minutes, that will help wake your body up. Drink a no sugar electrolyte drink. So a couple of my favorites are Gatorade Fits, or I use the LMNT electrolyte powders in my water. That's actually what's in my Stanley right now. And I linked to that below if you want to check that out. Avoid the caffeine afternoon. Again, you don't have to go cold turkey here. Just slowly start reducing the amount of caffeine you're drinking afternoon until you get to the point where you don't need it after 12 p.m. and see how that impacts your overall sleep over time. Thing number 4 that I do in the evenings is to avoid the blue light. Again, I know I wish I could tell you just get off your devices by 7 p.m. every day. If that's an option for you, awesome. More often than not, it's just not an option. Be included. The reason it's important that we avoid it, if at all possible, is because that blue light from the devices, our phones, our TVs, our laptops, our iPads, you name it, it mimics daylight in our brains. So if we are getting all of that artificial daylight, if you will, well after 7 p.m., it absolutely messes with our body's circadian rhythm, our internal body clock, and it prevents our body from releasing melatonin, which is that hormone that signals our body and our brains that it's time to wind down and go to sleep. So here are 2 things that I do to help combat the blue light. I have my phone automatically set to go to a blue light filter. I think I have mine set for 6 p.m. and it stays on for 12 hours that way. If for some reason I wake up in the night and I look at my phone, that blue light filter is there. Mine comes on at 6, it goes off at 7 actually. And this takes your phone and it turns that screen into a warm yellow light instead of the bright blue light. Another key factor though is you need to turn down the brightness on your phone as well. So if you just turn on like a blue light filter, but you leave your screen really bright, that doesn't really make a difference. So turn on your blue light filter, or night shift as it's called in some phones, and set your brightness to low. Those 2 things combined have made an absolute significant difference for me in being able to go to sleep and stay asleep. I also set my phone to automatically turn on Do Not Disturb. And then I have my emergency contacts set to be able to get through to me no matter what setting my phone is on. But my phone automatically goes on Do Not Disturb at 7:30 p.m. and it stays on until 6:30 the next morning. So I'm not getting ding, 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 ding. You can also turn off your notifications. All of that stuff will help your brain relax and will help your brain signal that melatonin release and tell your body it's time to start winding down. The second thing that I do sometimes, if I have to work late especially, is I use blue light glasses. These are glasses that block out the blue light and help reduce eye strain as well. So even sometimes if I'm working on the computer a lot during the day, I'll wear my blue light glasses even during the day just to help reduce the eye strain. So they may be a good option for you if you don't like that warm yellow of like the night shift, or if you like to watch TV at night, just pop on the blue light glasses and it should really help. Okay, so the 5th and final thing that I recommend to help improve your quality of sleep is to start your bedtime routine actually a couple of hours before you're going to go to bed. Now, of course, this does mean that you need to have a consistent bedtime. That's not what this is about, though. There's plenty of information on the internet around the importance of a consistent, bedtime and wake up time. So go research that. But I want to talk to you about how critical it is to start your evening routine, your bedtime routine, a couple of hours before you intend to go to bed. So I'm going to use my evening routine as an example to walk you through how this goes. All right, so my bedtime, lights out, 9 p.m., period, right? But my bedtime routine actually starts after dinner. So after dinner, I get everything cleared up, I get the kitchen cleaned up. We might go for a short walk if it's nice outside, not cold, not rainy, whatever. That really does help too in your digestion. And that evening light on your skin is also really good for starting to signal your brain that it's time to go to bed or it's time to start winding down for the day. I mean, once we're back from that walk, or if we don't go on a walk because it's nasty outside, then after dinner, I'm going to start going around the house and either turning off the lights completely or dimming the lights around the house. And that's because our skin actually has light receptors in it. Did you know that? Isn't that cool? I thought that was so fascinating. Dimming the lights around the house mimics actual sunset, right? And it sends a signal to our brains that through our eyes and our skin that it's evening and it's time to start winding down. This also begins the process of your brain releasing melatonin. And remember, my devices anyway automatically turn on that night shift, and I have that low brightness on my phone in particular. So all of that dimming of the lights, creating that digital sunset, if you will, mimicking the natural sunset, starts those processes. At about 7:30, I turn it down to about 67, 68 in the summer, and then in the winter, it's down to about 65, right? Your core body temperature naturally drops by about 2 degrees at night, about 2 hours before bed. This works in tandem with the lighting situation so that your body does release that melatonin so that you go to sleep and stay asleep. I sometimes have heard it said that taking a hot shower before bed and then having that cool atmosphere temperature will help your core body temperature drop dramatically, releasing the melatonin. So that is also something that, you might want to try, but cool it down, right? Your body needs it to be cool in order to actually sleep and produce that melatonin. So 7:30, the temperature goes down. At this point, 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm going through my evening routine. I'm washing my face, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm filling up my water bottle, I'm setting up the coffee maker for the next morning. Whatever it is I need to do that is a part of what you need to do in your evening routine to get ready for the morning. I'll set up my workout clothes. Those are all of those kinds of things that I'm doing at about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Right, so remember, my bedtime is 9 p.m. The lights have been dimmed, the temperature's gone down. I've done the things that I need to do to actually get ready for bed, and then pack lunches for your kids, whatever that looks like for you. Then about 8 o'clock, 8:15, I crawl in bed, and lately in particular, my daughter and I will snuggle in bed and watch a TV show for about half an hour, 45 minutes. This really helps us to relax. It helps me to love on my girl and get some really good quality time with her, talk, chit chat, or giggle, right? But it gets me warm in my bed, especially if it's cold outside. You could use this time for something different. You could use this time to read, journal, record your wins or gratitude for the day, or brain dump if you have a lot on your mind. And you need to clear your brain and get all of those things that all your to-do lists and all of those things that your brain is trying to hold on to out of your brain and onto paper so that your brain doesn't have to stress overnight trying to remember all of the things. So I do have a free brain dumping resource. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, you'll get that in your email. It's really handy for, again, those particularly stressful times when you're trying to keep track of a whole lot of things and your brain is just on overload. If you can get them out of here and onto paper, then your brain can just kind of go, I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then at 9 p.m. for me, it's lights out. And I am pretty much done. I am falling asleep at about 8:45. I send my daughter to bed at 9 p.m. I turn my lights out and I am almost certainly asleep 5 minutes later. It's fast. And I stay asleep all night long. So again, recap. Dim the lights after dinner. Turn down the temperature in your house. Get ready for bed, whatever that looks like for you. Relax in bed and do what you need to do there, and then turn your lights out at your bedtime. And I think you'll be amazed at how well getting into that routine will work to improve the quality of your sleep. All right, and there you have it. That is the 5 simple things that I have done to create quality, restful sleep. And I've been able to go from really crummy sleep to really, really good sleep on a consistent basis. So just a reminder, they're not magic pills. You can't expect to do them one night or 2 nights and suddenly, have a magical, restful night's sleep. But if you implement them and you're consistent with them, not perfect with them, but consistent with them over time, I truly believe that you're going to see your sleep change. I hope these help you as much as they've helped me establish a great sleep routine and one that nurtures your overall well-being. If you found them helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe for more content, more wellness content, and share it with anybody that you know who struggles with sleep issues. And I'd love for you to comment below what you have done that has really worked well for you. Give us all some more great ideas to help us get really good quality sleep. So until next time, sweet dreams.